Giannis is quickly becoming one of the most underappreciated superstars of this generation, and it's time to start talking about him. Having already won 2 MVP awards, a Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year award, it's hard to imagine how he's hitting yet another peak performance this season. All eyes seem to be turning towards the top big men in Embiid and Jokic in the MVP discussion, but often lost in the shadows is the Greek Freak himself, who has continued to play at a historic level. In this video, let's take a look at how he's managed to play an absolutely fantastic season and what he's been able to bring to the Bucks organization. So be sure to stick around, as there will be a lot to cover. Kicking things off, let's take a look at how valuable Giannis has truly been for this Bucks team. His relentless ability to attack the rim, along with his newly improved jump shot and excellent defense, all have contributed to making a massive impact for his team. So for this season, the Bucks have played just 12 games without Giannis, and in those 12 games, his presence was sorely missed. They currently hold a record of 5 wins and 7 losses without him, totaling to a mere 41.7% win rate. In contrast, they've won a total of 40 games with him, boosting their win column all the way up to almost 67%. Wins are just one piece of the puzzle to examine his impact, but if we look at the net ratings and his player efficiency rating, we can see a very similar story. Take a look at the net ratings of the top teams from this season. The Phoenix Suns sit at the very top, dominating over every other team so far with an astonishing net rating of 8.4, while other top teams range anywhere from the high 4s to 6s. Now to put things into perspective, with Giannis, the Milwaukee Bucks have a net rating of 4.6 this season, slotting them just below the Miami Heat. In contrast, without him, they sit at an embarrassing negative 0.3, which would slot them closer to the 19th spot in the league, just below San Antonio. His impact on the team's net rating is apparent, and it's showing in the win column. But if we really want to see what he's doing on the floor, we have to check out his player efficiency rating. Overall, the PER stat is meant to be used as a holistic stat that sums up a player's productivity on a permanent basis. The players with the highest PER ratings are unsurprisingly all-time greats, such as Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan. But there's 2 special players who sit at the very top above all. That is none other than Nikola Jokic and Giannis himself. In early March, Giannis broke the record for having the highest PER rating at 32.2, showing just how much of an impact he plays on the team. Though Milwaukee has one of the better rosters in the league, the difference in their impact on both sides of the floor without Giannis is notable. From a defensive standpoint, the Bucks' defensive rating is a mere 114 when Giannis is not on the floor. When he's on the floor, their defensive rating improves by an entire 3 points, putting them up to 111.6. To put that into perspective, that's the difference between the 27th rank and the 15th rank. But frankly, Giannis' play and impact alone turns this otherwise average team to a formidable squad. From the start of his career, Giannis went from being bullied by big men with his small frame to dominating players in all positions with an unmatched physique and continually developing skill set. As if this didn't scare defenses enough, the Greek Freak became a coast-to-coast threat with an almost unguardable Euro step off any rebound he pulls down. To top it all off, he has even greatly improved his jump shot over the years. Just look at the confidence that he displays as he hits the step-back 3 against Brooklyn to force overtime. Even in clutch under immense pressure, he's shown that he can shoot when it matters most. Here he displays his clutch mentality yet again, hitting the massive free throw to put the Bucks up by 1 in overtime. This has to be commended because of the torment Giannis has suffered whenever he takes free throws. Further, he also gets criticized for not being the primary closer for his team in the clutch. There's something to marvel at when a guy is putting up generational numbers on a nightly basis right in front of our eyes. In that same game against the Nets, Giannis became the all-time scoring leader for the Bucks, surpassing the all-time legend in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This should come as no surprise, as he's been consistently in the top 3 as a scorer, averaging over 30 points a game. The Greek Freak's athleticism combined with his height makes him one of the most unique players to ever play. He is incredibly versatile on both ends of the floor. He can hurt you as a ball handler or as a finisher out of the pick and roll, and because of improvements, he's learned to exploit help defense whenever he rolls hard to the rim. There most certainly is not a player in the league that is a more prolific paint finisher than Giannis at the moment. The man was so unstoppable that teams literally would strategize to stop him in the paint. From this, the Giannis wall became a strategy where players would build a wall around the paint to stop Giannis from scoring. Over time, he's shown that this simply does not work. With his extreme athleticism and supporting teammates, he's managed to shatter through the Giannis wall. 2 years later, Giannis now holds a Finals MVP through his amazing 50-point closeout game against the Phoenix Suns. Although he definitely had some tremendous help during his championship run, one of the primary reasons they were able to succeed was because of his gravity as a superstar. Giannis would help draw defense from nearly the whole opposing defense. They tried to stop him by playing deep in the paint instead of a man-to-man on the perimeter in hopes that they would have a much better chance letting him shoot instead of letting him drive. Although this sometimes worked, Giannis has grown smarter, allowing him to attack based off of what the defense gives him. His mental toughness, high IQ, and willingness to constantly improve all play a part in his ability to adapt. For all his athleticism, it's easy to forget just how intelligent some of Giannis's decisions are with the ball in his hands, especially while under pressure. He excels at running the floor and has developed his ability to identify open teammates in transition. Look at this sweet no-look dime from Giannis after the double team to Portis for the finish. Not to mention this nifty pass to the corner for the open three. The Greek Freak has also shown out in his ability to deliver the ball to his teammates on time and on rhythm. He's gotten better at finding the open man, which has been a huge plus because his gravity as a player opens up massive opportunities for his other teammates to get better looks and more open shots. And it's not just on the offensive end that Giannis has been contributing. Let's not forget that Giannis is an all-NBA defensive player who has been a solid candidate for Defensive Player of the Year season after season. He's shown that he's not afraid to guard the opposing best player, even if it means needing to play defense all night long against other players who have some of the highest usage rates in the league. His 7'3" wingspan combined with his long strides helping his ability to contest shots and interfere in passing lanes. Although his defensive statistics aren't necessarily impressive at a glance, his impact clearly stretches far beyond this. For example, look no further than his postseason performance last year. In the first round, the Bucks swept Miami 4-0 and Giannis guarded their best player in Jimmy Butler. When guarded by Giannis, Jimmy would shoot a measly 25% from the field in performance riddled with turnover after turnover. On the biggest basketball stage, Giannis took it upon himself to put on an absolute defensive showcase that would solidify his defensive prowess. Iconic block after block, Giannis put on a practical highlight reel before sealing the deal with a serious win. We have to remember that two-way players are a rare commodity, especially one like the Greek Freak. We treasure them deeply because they can affect the game everywhere and can actually make a claim to be the best all-around player. Giannis has a type of mentality that is just built different. He doesn't give up on plays even when he's beaten out, which is part of the reason why he's able to make huge defensive plays throughout the game. Just check out how he originally got beat off the closeout for this play, only to recover for the huge block. Here's another huge block at the end of the fourth quarter, where he plays perfect help defense to seal the game. Put simply, Giannis is the best two-way player right now, and there's just no one who can do the things he does the way he does. At the end of the day, Giannis isn't just another superstar. With the amount of talent in the league, it's easy to become numb to the historic performances that players like the Greek Freak put in and night out. But if we look at just his accolades alone, he has led Milwaukee to their first championship in over 40 years, broke the franchise record to become the all-time scoring leader for the Bucks franchise, has become just one of 3 players to ever win Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and the regular season MVP award. And the list goes on and on. What's even crazier, the man is just 27 years old. He's got plenty of years ahead of him in the league, and there's no doubt that he's going down as one of the best to ever play. So what do you guys say? Is he your favorite to win MVP? If not, who is? Let us know in the comments below. If you guys want to see another player who has been absolutely dominating, be sure to check out this next video.